Today I'm going to be sitting in what's called a tree saddle, which is basically a glorified swing that lets you just kind of dangle from a tree. So there's my setup. The little canvas sling is literally what I'm going to hang in. Of course, I'm going to be able to lean against this branch over here. And I have my camera arm up there, so we'll see how it goes. This is going to be a fun hunt either way. But I think I have a pretty good chance to kill something. So I'm gonna shimmy up here and get settled in, get quiet, wait for the feeder to go off. So the way this thing works is you have what's called a saddle, which is this piece of canvas right here that has webbing sewn into it, webbing straps, and I took some paracord, and I cannot think of the word right now, but I basically wrapped it tight around them to kind of give it a good loop. Carabinered into some tubular webbing, carabiner, and then I basically have it on a tether to the tree. So I'm able to, when I shift, it slides. So it kind of allows you to get in different positions, and which helps if you have kind of a funny shot. So I've hunted like this a couple times before. I've not killed anything like this yet, and I came in intending to hunt a different feeder, but they're burning some brush up by that one, and so I didn't want to take a chance on that, keeping animals from coming in. And so I'm assuming, since they're burning brush on other areas of this piece of property, that maybe it'll push the animals this way towards this feeder. I didn't want to take the time, once I made the decision to come hunt this feeder, to set up a stand. So I had this in my box, and I just picked a good oak that gives me a lot of cover. As you can tell, the sun's behind me, so anything that comes into the feeder and looks up, it's just going to see the sun until sunset. So I'm going to sit tight, and then whatever comes in, I'm going to stick it with an arrow. got big gutters. I am 10 yards. I've been sitting 10 yards from that joker. 10 yards. I wish I had a recurve with me. So as you can see, there's been a lot of rain, and so the wallow around the feeder has held water. And I was thinking, you know, if deer come, they're not going to get in that water, so they're going to come up here in this mud on my side of the water. Well, that's a big, lone boar, and he didn't. I mean, he got right up in that water. So I kept waiting for him to take a step, and like, you know, I need to get you my point of view right here so you can kind of see what I just shot through to hit that thing. I finally was like, look, you could tell he kept looking around. He wasn't real comfortable, and I really wanted to get an arrow in him. So I took a chance. I had to aim under a limb and above another limb. And man, I'm about to watch the footage because I think I sent it right home. I heard him crash over there. He's down, less than 30 yards. But I'm gonna give him a while because I don't want to track him all night. All right, I'm gonna try to get you my point of view. Right there is where I had to shoot. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. So below that limb that crosses it, sorry, I'm holding the camera. Below that limb that crosses it, and if you look on the other side, there's a tiny limb that goes across again. It forms like a triangle pointing to the right. That is the hole I had to hit. When he fell, it sounded like he was pushing a tree over. It literally sounded like a tree fell. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna watch the footage back. You've heard of buck fever, but have you ever heard of boar fever? I had boar fever. Alright, I am foregoing the rest of my last deer hunt of the season to try to find this boar during daylight, so wish me luck. Found blood. See if I can follow it. Alright guys, well, it was a very short tracking job. Let me get this turned around this way. It was a very short tracking job. Let me step right over here and show you. There is the feeder he was standing at right there. And I am about, hold on, I'll tell you. $40 yards from it. So he ran about 50 yards. And here he is. I was telling you, his cutters, his eyes are open with me. His cutters are huge. And I have been wanting for a long time a boar with those dudes right there. Look at that. Alright guys, well, this is exciting to be able to actually kneel down behind one of these dudes before dark. He is big. I'm going to try to pull him out of here and weigh him just because
A lot of people have some misconceptions about how big pigs really are. You know, I'd imagine as thick as his legs are, you know, as big as his head is, he's probably 250. I still may guess high. That still may be high. So I'm gonna try to weigh him here in a second and see what it comes up with. Huge cutters. That's the teeth right here. Those are really, really long. I'd guess it's probably about, I don't know, 3.5, 4 inches from the jawbone. So big skull. He's gonna be a nice Euro mount. One of the most exciting hunts I've caught on camera right there, as you could tell. I mean, he came in on me. I was in the tree saddle, which isn't my typical style of hunting. He was 10 yards from me. I got a lot of good footage of him. I'm gonna have to figure out how much of that I'm gonna put in there, because I think I filmed him for like, it felt like 10 to 15 minutes, I'm not sure. And I was waiting for a shot, and I didn't ever really get one, so I had to squeeze the arrow through a little bitty opening, and just finally, you know, had the confidence that I could do that. And so I did it, and of course he was quartering hard away, so I had to aim back. Arrow went up into his body, hit his shoulder on the opposite side, took out the heart, took out the lungs. He piled up 50. I mean, when he hit this tree line, you may be able to hear it on the film. When he hit this tree that's in front of me right here, it's a dead tree, it sounded like a tree fell. Good hunt. One of my favorites that I've caught on film. I love massive dominant boars like this guy. He's so big and gnarly, and he's just, man, he's a force to be reckoned with. These are some of the toughest animals on the planet. And I would argue the hardest to kill in Texas. So it's a good hunt, it's a good kill, and I'm glad that I got to catch it on film for you. I hope the footage of him at the feeder with all the branches in front of him, I hope he comes through clear. I tried to get him in focus, and so hopefully you get some good footage of this film.
Time to bent my hook. I give up. The scale, I think, is toast. Brand new scale, which is awesome. So I don't think it was the pig. I think that I had to like hook a bunch of different little cables together, and I think one got hung in the fork of the tree branch. I was trying to pull it over, and I think I may have exceeded the weight limit. I don't know. It's a big pig. Just take my word for it. At this point, it's a big pig. Yeah. Let's just, you know what? Since we can't weigh it, it was 600 pounds. That's what I'm gonna go. That is my educated guess. 600 pounds. That's probably close. Oh well. Thanks for watching. How's this for durability? So I just cut this out of this hog. It was in there up to where this grass is matted on it. He fell on it, and yet it's still whole. I haven't done a flex test on it yet, but I will when I get home, and I'm imagining I'm gonna be able to hunt with this arrow again. So good job, Black Eagle. Way to go on the Outlaws.